teams that if they're not gonna go for the hero themselves, they will either ban it out or they will just completely try to not have it in the game. So heroes like Popo and Koopa, right, which they played the first game, second game they know they're gonna play it, they take it out of the picture. Angela was banned out by them in the first game, and now they're gonna pick it up for themselves. So I think Siren Moon knows that these heroes are strong, and that's why they're banning out. They don't want to give it over to Belletron Battle Angels, but hopefully it doesn't really get to them too much, because I think if they take too much account of the hero being really strong into their books, they might give up, you know, more opportunities that's out there, right? Heroes like Selena, heroes like Grog, heroes that they have been comfortable with leading into the grand finals, and now they're just throwing it away just because they're up against the strong players like Belletron Battle Angels. So hopefully they still got their mindset on the right track. Kimi getting picked up by Belletron Battle Angels, I like that. Nothing much to really break down, you know. Kimi's just really good. I used to, you know, when the meta was still in the 1-2-2, I loved to play Kimi because she was able to just cut the waves and put a lot of pressure on the side lane that she was at. And even as a marksman down the middle, you're critically going for that mage build, and so you generally build items that's cheaper as compared to, you know, other marksmen who are building that Blade of Despair, who's building, you know, even for an endless battle, you generally get your spike first as a Kimi because of that range that you can abuse, and it's just so tough to catch a Kimi out early game. But we do see the Selena and Joyhead getting taken out of the picture, and Belletron Battle Angels, I do feel like they can go for another tank. I think another tank would be really good here, although they really have the Kaja, so they might consider even a mage or another fighter. You know, Cho is still available, Xbox available. They decided to go for the Xbox, and they're gonna give the Cho over to Siren Moon, and they're considering this Belletron pick, although I do feel like Atlas would be a good pick here. Atlas definitely does seem like a good pick. They have the Valor, you know, and you know, I think they have a lot of lockdown at this point in time. Hylos is fine as well. Valeric is fine. I mean, whatever tank they go for, they pretty much have a decent draft. The reason why I say Atlas is because you can go for the Fatal Links, and that if Lean, who's playing the tank, can catch 2 to 3 more members out on the side of Belletron Battle Angels, that sets up for a really good team fight for them, because they have the Claude, they also have the Valor, you know, a lot of AoE control, a lot of stun, a lot of CC, and that actually just works out really well. But you know, the side of Belletron Battle Angels, they go for the Gada Gacha. I would presume that is as sort of a counter against the Cho and the Claude pick. If you think about it, you know, Claude's gonna go with the Battle Mirror image, and if Gada Gacha is able to catch him up with the Unbreakable, then or the Untouchable, then that becomes quite an issue for them, because Cho is caught in a bad place. You know, the damage will reflect back, and I think that's where the side of Belletron, they're looking to do that. They're looking to just shut down Siren Moon's draft by, you know, picking these heroes that can counter against the Cho, counter against the Claude, and you know, with the fact that you pick up Gata Gacha means you can jump onto the backline. So Valor is no longer that safe. In the past, you know, over this in the past, but prior to the Gata Gacha pick, if you look at it, you know, there wasn't really much heroes on the side of Belletron Battle Angels that could jump into the backline. Now with the Gata Gacha, you know, with the Avatar of the Garden, he can jump into the backline, he can catch, you know, Siren Moon completely off guard, and you still have Uranus as a frontliner, you still have Xbox Uranus, so you don't really have to worry about the Kimi getting exposed, because there's going to be constantly one of these heroes that's on the backline protecting that Kimi. So really balanced draft from Belletron Battle Angels. I really love that coming out from the Raid team this time around. Remember, they've got game 1 in hand. If they can pick up game 2, they will be on match point, or rather championship point. Once again, a big shout out to Dreamcore, Yahoo, and Super Solid for being our partners of the FSL MLBB Indonesia tournament. Remember to comment which team you are rooting for. As well as check out our Facebook page at FSL Mobile Games.
Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them. All troops deployed. Initiate retreat.
Siren, we're gonna kick things off with an early game invade into the blue buff. They did manage to steal it with the Claude, and I would presume that that's what they came for. Really good invade coming off of Siren Moon. And now, just to make sure that their own blue buff is kept alive, Angela gonna drag it away, reset the buff, make sure that Gummy doesn't steal it away. Now Bella's also gonna be dead. They really want to keep this blue buff for their own Claude, who's now currently taking great buff. And you can see she's already about to hit that level 4. This is gonna be a really happy Claude early game. Meanwhile, Cho getting slightly bullied by this Xbox on the bottom side. Kaja just gonna be lingering around, see if he can steal something from Ring of Order, although it doesn't look like that will be happening because the claw is just really well protected. And I really want to put a lot of focus on this Angela here because you could see they were clearly trying to ban it out. And now they picked it up for themselves, using those love waves to keep herself alive, you know, making sure that she's able to force to use the flicker, but she did get out of trouble. Maximum charge, not enough damage at this point in time. Ash did go aggressive onto the top side, although there is no Qs. They did manage still keep up in terms of levels. Both marksman level 5 in this point in time. Venom already on the top side, so they kind of switched lanes there. They knew that it was really hard for the Uranus to push against this Angela, so they're sending Gummy down to the bot lane to deal with it. They get the Divine Judgment, and that's gonna be first blood going in the way of Belletron Battle Angels, who are leading with a 1k goal lead. Pixie Boba will have to it catches me off guard. just a bovine that he but we do see Siren Moon once again going for another invade, and they still manage to get the blue buff. Now that's 2 blue buff taken away by Siren Moon. Not sure if Belletron Battle Angels would be too happy about that. Lane trying to do her best to push the Xbox back. See, immediately swap lanes. They really want this Cho to go against the Xbox and make sure that the lanes are kind of kept equally. But with that, they send Gummy up. It's just a case of swapping lanes. These two, they're just going back and forth, these two teams. And once again, the Divine Judgment getting the pull on to Cho. And a very dangerous range of Uranus. One more hit. Divine Judgment already used. See Hot Guard being used as well. Mistaking it right. She's just waiting to use it on someone. I believe it's gonna be the Claude, and that's where, you know, they really want to make sure this Claude has what it, or rather say what it takes, but you know, have the maximum amount of protection when he's going in for the Blazing Duet. You know, there's a lot of lockdown available on the side of Belletron Battle Angels, so it's really vital that Angela uses her Hot Guard at a very precise moment when Claude is going in. But in the meantime, Belletron Battle Angels up by a couple of hundred gold. In fact, it's 1k gold lead now. 2k to be exact. Ash is lingering nearby. They are setting up for a team fight at this point in time. Gummy shredding lean. Team fight breaking out right now. Last Insanity being used at the last second by Gado Gacha with the catch on Jelly Chai. And they spoke about the Gado Gacha, the fact Gacha is definitely going to be a pain in the Claude's throat. Trying to constantly use Unbreakable to, you know, get the taunt in. This worked so far for them. They are ahead by 3k despite the blue buffs that they have lost to this Claude. They have been able to keep up with the pace of this game. Now Garmin trying to go for the raid invade, although the Claude is too quick.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
Unicorn trying to find some spot members of Belletron out using the burst fireballs. Vivian lingering nearby. They have all their ultimates available. And Gami's gonna be the first one to jump, and they don't get the turtle, but they might get something out of this. Kimi now joining on. Hard guard coming up, but no team fight, so that's kind of a waste. But you know, better be safe than sorry. Meanwhile, Belletron Battle Angels already working on the first tier tower. They immediately take it down. Last Insanity being used in the middle of it. All those fire missiles are starting to spread apart. And wow, that combo coming up from Belletron Battle Angels.
Initiate retreat.
And you can see this combo coming up from Belletron where they're getting the Uranus to jump in with the Transcendent Ward, and then, you know, using Gata Gacha to taunt everyone in the Unbreakable, and you know, and then the huge ultimate coming out from Venom on this Xbox with the Last Insanity. Just so much AoE control and really scary ultimates there. You could see just pulling time and time again. And then when all of them are just group up, obviously Ash is going to be really happy as a Kimi player because, you know, maximum charge has a spill effect. It's gonna, you know, hit everyone in AoE. And then you also have a Kaja who's gonna be able to lock someone down with that Divine Judgment. Once again, they get the kill with the Divine Judgment onto the Angela. Though it's not one of the core members of the team, a Q is still a Q. They will be very happy with that. Belletron Battle Angels now ahead with this 5k goal lead.
Request backup. Turtle resurrecting soon.
Oh, Avatar of the Garden used really bad spot, but they still managed to get the target that they want. Despite that, no follow-up, none of the members were able to catch up to Gata Gacha, and this might be a really bad teamfight for Belletron. Battle Angels, the way of the dragon onto the Kaja, isolating her away from the rest of the teammates. That is a good pickoff, and they also get the kill onto the Gata Gacha prior to that, so that's good. Siren Moon taking what they can get from Belletron Battle Angels. Like I said, that was a really bad ultimate coming up with the Avatar of the Guardian, a bit too far behind the enemy lines underneath a tier 3 turret, and they would not I mean, the rest of the teammates of Gata Gacha were not able to pick up, so a bit greedy for Pixie. But despite that, they're still up in terms of goal lead and experience. They got 5k, they managed to get the turtle. You know, even though Siren Moon did manage to win that team fight, they were all low, so they couldn't do much even after they won that. They had to go back to heal, and because of that, Belletron were able to recover fast enough, you know, grab a couple of objectives along the way, like jungle camps and the turtle. A lot of major items coming out for Siren Moon. Necklace of Endurance coming up on the Angela, and you also see the Endless Battle coming up for Claude. Endless Battle is just such a good item. Like, whether you're a fighter or you're a marksman or a mage, not a mage, sorry, but you know, a fighter or a marksman, you can build into the Endless Battle. It's just such a cheap item to have. Last Insanity all to the backline. They get the kill on the Jellychar, and I think it was actually the Divine Judgment that started all of Vivian spawning out the Claude, trying to go for the blue buff. They punish her for that.
Launch attack! Launch attack!
Belletron, Battle Angels, they take up the tier 3 turret down in mid. Just pushing the Siren Moon back. It's just so tough for them to step off the base. And even now, Ashe got that she's managed to build into the Winter Truncheon. So even if Claude comes in, all she has to do is just pop it, and she will be safe. There's practically no threat to Ashe right now. She's got all these, you know, monstrous tanks around her, just, you know, making sure that she's protected. Why don't I get this kind of games as a Kimi player? And a bit of an overkill there, but they did manage to secure the kill onto Claude once again. A block of damage going down for Siren Moon, and the moment the Claude goes down, you can see that Siren Moon are not interested to take a fight whatsoever. The Searing Torrents to push the Uranus away from the base, but they're trying to keep this creep alive. They will definitely get this tier 3 at the bottom. Question is, can they hang on long enough for Jelly Char to come up? Just diving underneath the base turret right now. They haven't even gotten the tier 2 in the top lane, but that doesn't matter. They won game 2 in hand. And Belletron, Battle Angels slowly striding at the base. Slowly poking. Look at that Vivian, despite only having magical damage, she's got decent damage onto the turret. Glowing Wand coming up from the Xbox as well. I spoke about how Glowing Wand works really well on Xbox, knowing that, you know, the way Glowing Wand works is it doesn't really care what kind of damage you output, as long as you're using your skills. It shreds the max HP, right? It counts by max HP. So if she jumps in with the fire missiles or even with the last insanity, she's gonna hit a lot of the members on the side of Siren Moon, and it's gonna proc the effect of the Glowing Wand. So despite, you know, Xbox skills scaling with physical damage, you still can pick up a Glowing Wand, and it is still a decent pickup. You know, I think Xbox is one of the exceptions where you can pick up a magical item like Glowing Wand onto a physical hero like Xbox. It does work that way. Finally, Belletron, Battle Angels, they will get the tier 2 on the top side. Lord pushing in. And Siren Moon, I'm sure they only have one more team fighter. They can pick something off out of here. They might be able to stage a comeback, but it just looks so tough. They have been able to do it before. We saw them did it against NGID in the second game. Belletron, Battle Angels, they're just another monster. Look at that Pixie just jumping in without a cannon. Whirlwind getting shredded to pieces. They get the high loss. She has immortality, but that's only going to keep her alive for a couple more seconds. They finally get it. Last Insanity onto the back line. They managed to blow the Valor up, although he has the Winter Truncheon. And now Heartguard isn't even going to keep Jelly Char alive to get her down. And that is game 2 in hand. Belletron, Battle Angels, too strong.
Victory!